Hey Eric, here's the back of that tricorder opened up. These three red wires here, they what is that? They are your main power wire, your hot wire. This is your ground wire. It's the only black wire in here. Um, there is a loose wire, a yellow wire here, and a red wire here, but I don't know what it goes to. I'd like to have that figured out, what those two wires go to. I'd like you to ask me what this is down here. Tell me what this is. It's little switches that I can switch on and off. I wasn't able to use that while the tricorder battery was working, so I'm not able to figure out what that little thing controls there. There is supposed to be something in here that either speeds up or slows down the rhythm of the lights, but I can't find that myself in here. As far as I know, well, hold on. With the battery, I'd like you to get me a new battery. This is a 3.7 volt, but you see it's a very small number of hours for the battery to run, so I'd like to get something a little bit longer. 3.7 is what I do believe, and it's going to come, new batteries, these are old, new batteries will come with like a connector to a charger, so I'll need a charger, a battery, and they'll come with a new connector. I would like to have the battery permanently affixed in there and just able to, like this is, just plug a charger in and go, but if I have to, then I'll just secure the battery. I'll have you secure the battery to the back of the door, and then just the lead wire in there, so I can unplug it when I take off the door. I can unplug the battery from here and then plug it into a charger and then just plug it back into the tricorder. So here, this wire and this wire will need to have those connected put on it so the new battery can connect to it. The easy connects, I don't know what they're called, but they'll have to be connected. So I like to have that done. Also, this is the back of the screen, and it's not affixed anymore, so it does fall out and the little film starts moving around, so I like to have that secured. There's a couple pieces in here that are coming off. The hot glue is just not working anymore, so if that could be cleaned up. And I don't know what this is. It's got just regular office tape on it. I'm afraid to take it off and look, but clean up these wires if you wouldn't mind. Make it to where you look in there and it's not like, you know, oh god. Still have to clean that up. There's a piece of cardboard in there that should be removed. That was what was using to gap, space the gap between the head and the body. So if you wouldn't mind, just this body was in two pieces at the con, and they glued it together at the corners with some tack. So you can break that off to then fix this crack. The crack is along the back here. You see it right there, and it's starting on this side as well. So this whole piece will have to be redone. So just remove this head, and then you can also access those wires once this head is removed and get rid of that cardboard spacer in there, and just look around and see what else needs to be fixed. There's a lot of blue masking tape that just does not look good in there. So please fix that if you would, those wires there. The body of it needs to be repainted. Once you see it and get it in hand, you'll see all the little scuffs and the marks on it that it just needs to be repainted, redone. I believe all the lights work. I'm not sure about that one, but I do believe all the lights work. This will need a new tinted plexi cover, I guess, or whatever you put right there for the green and the red lights. When you open it up, there's the back of that screen, so that would have to be affixed. I'll try and hold it in with my finger just so it doesn't distract me. There we go. Alright, so that would have to be covered, those lights up there. This panel here, this light does not work. So this is the one you're talking about jumping, just to make that light work. So all the other lights work. I'll need a graphic to go here, but a graphic on a piece of like flexible plastic or whatever, so I can access these buttons. This button makes the sounds on. When you open the tricorder, the sounds come on. This turns the sounds off, so just the lights work. This reactivates the sound with the lights working, and then this one gives like a heartbeat, and then a dead signal sound. So that I need to have a way of pushing the corresponding buttons on the decal to the corresponding buttons underneath. Like I say, that screen is out. It needs to be refixed. That's the light that doesn't work. All the lights work. I just need another plexi panel with a decal over it. But I was thinking, with that plexi panel, could you cut another small square plexi and affix it to the back of that so it gives it some depth to that emergency button? I just don't want it looking so flat. I'd like a little depth in that emergency signal light there. This is just a black plexi panel. This would have to be covered with a little panel because it's got a light inside there, one of the emergency lights that come on, so it needs a little black panel right there. Everything works. The side lights work. This up here is magnetically held in. That, I have seen that work, but there's a way of changing the direction so it can all go to the left, all go to the right, or split in the middle and go to the left and to the right, or speed up. I don't know how to control that light. I'd like to control that light. This here is the little hand scanner. Now it unscrews. It's quite ingenious. But it unscrews, and bam, that's my batteries. They're going bad, so I need new batteries. But I would like a new way of holding that instead of just blue masking tape. If that's what I got to deal with, then that's what I got to deal with. I just don't like it. It doesn't look safe to me. Also, this little top, let me fix this on. Well, it might need that. This little top comes off quite frequently, and I don't like that. But if it's the only way I have to readjust to get that back together behind that button, because they correspond with each other, and see, it's got a little bit of battery left in it. So that little battery, or that little switch, that little button back there would have to meet with this button. And this has got two holes cut in, two grooves to make account for that button there, and the rest of it just slides down. I'm going to try to do this on camera, not here. I'm going to look at it. Alright. Well, I like to have this fixed. If this can be permanently attached to that without a worry of this coming unlodged, because it needs to contact that button, and messing with the battery, sometimes this gets out of alignment. I need a way to adjust it. I just don't, it just feels very unsafe, like that would fall out on me. But is it behind? Yeah. So it all works. It just needs new batteries, and it's not turning off now. Okay. So it's a little button in there that needs to be accessed. I just don't like how this is so haphazardly falling off there like it does. You pull it on the wrong way and it comes right off. Yeah. And then I push it from the bottom and it gives it more red bulb. I mean, if this is something I have to deal with, then I will. It's just very loose. Yeah, I'd have to, because I can't access that button. So yeah, I'd have to go in there this way and fix it. There we go. Very low batteries, very low. But this is magnetically held in there. You just got to get it the right way. The fat end at the finger, I think. Is it the fat end at the finger? No, it's the other one. No? Okay, it is. It is the fat end. The light end at the little finger groove. Otherwise, the other way it will fall out. Put it in that way and it sticks. So I like that. On the back here, the bottom, once you get this fixed and all this repainted, I like to have the bottom here black. The hinges and the black, like it is in the show. So the bottom here is black. That crack is really getting worse. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind fixing all that, repainting it, I guess it's a dove gray with a mist of silver to make the speckles. But new battery charger, new battery connection to the tricorder. Go through and look at all the hot glued down boards and make sure they're still glued down. Get rid of that piece of cardboard in there. You can break the top of this off to fix everything correctly. access the yellow and the red wire here, figure out what those are. Tell me what this is down here. I'm going to go ahead and remove that so I can take a look at that. That's just a bad solder. These are just bad solder points and wires. Man, if you can clean any of this up, it'd be very much helpful. And then here's the panel that goes on the back there. And I don't have the 2 screws that it came with. But as far as I know, everything else does work. If you just wouldn't mind, you know, decal, plexi, put a little square on the back to give it that light depth. Jump that light to make it work. Make sure all the other lights work on it everywhere. And then make me able to access these buttons from behind a decal, a corresponding decal. All right, my brother. Thank you.